Hello, balls. My name's the one and only. Let's talk about the Super Bowl. Who do I think is going to win this Super Bowl? I think it's probably going to be the Seahawks. I think they're the more talented team, especially defensively. I think they're probably pretty close as far as talent offensively. But defensively, I just think the Seahawks are the most talented team in the NFL. They're probably the best coached defense in the NFL as well. They have no weaknesses. They're super talented in all aspects of the defense. Their linebackers aren't always perfect, but they're definitely good. They have one of the best DB rooms, if not the best DB room in the entire NFL. They have a great defensive line. Leonard Williams is absolutely incredible. Demarcus Lawrence has been fantastic this year and in the playoffs. I understand he got trucked by Matthew Stafford, but outside of that, he really did play a really good game against the Rams, and I expect him to continue to do that, especially against the weakness that is the Patriots' offensive line. So I do expect the Seahawks defense to really put a hamper on what the Patriots want to do offensively. What I expect the Seahawks to do is a lot of cover four match zones. I don't think they're going to blitz a lot. I don't think they really need extra help. I think Leonard Williams and Byron Murphy is going to be able to cause more than enough havoc in the defensive tackle spot. I think I think Demarcus Lawrence is going to be able to get pressure off of the edge very easily as well. I think Nwosu is going to be able to get pressure when he needs to. I just think the defensive line is going to eat against a weak Patriots offensive line. Will Campbell has been terrible in the playoffs. I understand he's gone up against three of the best edge rushers in the league. I don't expect that to be any different this week. I think Leonard Williams is a top 3 defensive tackle in the NFL. The only one I think was better this year is Jeffrey Simmons, and even then, that's kind of debatable. So I expect him to be able to wreck the game maybe against the Patriots. I think, especially at the beginning of the play, I think most of the Seahawks DBs are going to want to have eyes on Drake May to try to limit the ability to his ability to run the ball. But they run a lot of match zones, so once they enter the zone, I expect them to stick with their man. Match zone is basically you have a particular zone. Once a player enters your zone, it turns into man coverage. You just stick to them, and it's just man coverage now. That's typically what they like to do. They don't have a lot of players that cheat and cover different players at the same time. Well, they do. It's typically like Devin Witherspoon. So I don't think they're going to spy. I just think they're going to run zone and trust their DBs to trigger down and tackle effectively enough. Which means I want Drake May to be as aggressive on the move and throwing downfield as possible. That's what I want. I want Drake May to test the corners basically every single step. I don't want straight handoffs in this game. It's read option, RPO, and deep shots. I want max protect, deep shots to Keyshawn Boutte basically 12 times this game. I want that to be the focal point of the offense. I want you to create explosives. I want Drake May to look off safeties and throw a bunch of no looks, because that's what Matthew Stafford was doing. And they're the offense that has had the most success against the Seahawks. Do you have a Nakua, someone who could be as physical with Devin Witherspoon as Nakua was and be so good through contact? No, you don't. Keyshawn Boutte can do a little bit of that. He is physical. He is great at the catch point. He's obviously not Nakua. So I do think he's going to be the most important piece to the Patriots offense outside of Drake May. And I want you to rely on him. I want to throw the ball to him downfield as many times as possible. I think you're going to get the one-on-one opportunities. I don't care if it's Devin Witherspoon. I don't care if it's Reek Woolen. Test him deep. See if you can't unlock your offense that way. Also, I want you to test the linebackers, okay? Layer the crossers, layer the digs. Throw over the middle of the field and really test these linebackers. They have good linebackers. They don't have great linebackers. I think you're going to be able to get some opportunities that way too. The only problem with that is the interior pressure on the Seahawks can definitely disrupt those over the middle of the throws, especially those layered ones. Make it really difficult to throw that accurately and on time and everything. So he's going to have to be very anticipatory, which is going to put the ball at risk sometimes against such a good Seahawks defense. I don't care, though. I trust Drake May to be accurate enough and to be poised enough to be able to make those throws. I don't care if he hasn't been particularly poised in the playoffs. I'm going to trust you and do it anyways. It's the Super Bowl. I'm putting my dick on the table. It's either going to make a loud noise or it isn't. I don't give a shit which. My goal as an offense is to score as many points as possible, and I think that gives them the best opportunity. I don't think their run game is going to be particularly effective. I don't trust Trayvon Henderson to be a consistent down-to-down back, not to mention his pass protection has been really bad um, this year. Stevenson, he's fine. He's whatever. He's mid. He's a running back, and that's about all you can say about the guy. So I don't really want to rely on him to generate offense. I want everything to be on me. Run the ball, throw the ball downfield, make those layered intermediate throws. That is what I want. Like I said, put your dick on the table. Leave everything out there. Leave no stone unturned. Throw the ball down the field every single time. If Julian Love and Reek Woolen get 2 interceptions apiece, Devin Witherspoon gets a pick, I don't care. Throw 10 of them. I want down the field shots. I understand a hyper-aggressive offensive approach isn't exactly Vrabel's MO as a coach, but I want it anyways. I think that's the best you can do against the Seahawks. I just want to test those linebackers and the physicality of the DBs as much as possible. Test them at the catch point and test the linebackers to get enough depth. Repeatedly do that. And if they're well covered, Drake May, do some crazy shit with your legs. Rely on him to be a superstar. If he isn't this game. I trust him enough to do that. I don't care how bad he's been in the playoffs. And as far as the Patriots defense versus the Seahawks offense, that's going to be interesting. The Patriots have blitzed a crazy amount on early downs in the playoffs. That's basically how they destroyed the entire Texans offense. If they tried to do play action, they would just blitz everything, destroy the running back, and Stroud just had no idea what was going on. He just didn't know how to deal with that. And against such a heavy play action team in the Seahawks, I think we're probably going to see that a lot. A lot of run blitzes on early downs, try to stifle the run, make them work behind the sticks. I don't even care if that leaves JSN one-on-one. If it's Gonzo, great. If it isn't, fuck. We're fucked. It's not gonna work. I don't care. Test Darnold. Play a clean game. If you do, congrats. If you don't, I'm going to win the game. That's what I want. I think Christian Barmore and Milton Williams, I think they can really wreck the game on the Seahawks interior offensive line. I don't expect this to be a particularly explosive Kenneth Walker game. He's really good. He's really good through contact. He's got great contact balance. He's super shifty. If he's in the open field, the defense is kind of at his mercy a lot of the times. I don't expect him to be the biggest factor because one, especially on early downs, I expect the Patriots to blitz like crazy and to have super loaded fronts that you're just not going to be able to run against. I don't think the Seahawks offensive line is going to be able to generate a lot of push on the interior offensive line, on the interior defensive line of the Patriots. Like I said, Barmore and Milton have been incredible. This entire playoffs, this entire year, they're one of the best defensive tackle duos in the league. They're the only defensive tackle duo in the league that rivals the Seahawks. They're incredible. And as far as the pass game, I think it's mostly going to be deep shots and checkdowns. That's kind of the Seahawks offense. Well, they have the layered intermediate shots. I just don't think that's going to be the priority of this offense. I think it's going to be one-on-one shots and checkdowns. I don't think they're going to have the time to really get to the backside dig, to throw over the middle of the field, to really layer the throws. I just don't think he's going to be able to do that. In this game, it's not impossible. It'll probably happen a couple of times. I mean, it's an entire NFL game, and they're good at it. I just expect it mostly to be one-on-one deep shots to JSN or Shaheed once they have those opportunities, and quick passes to try to get players to run after the catch. Especially Kenneth Walker. I think they're going to check it down to him on the outside, see if you can get him to work the DBs a little bit. But what I want for the Patriots defense, have Christian Gonzalez on JSN as much as possible. The Seahawks love to move JSN around, put him in the backfield, motion him, put him in the slot. If he lines up outside at all, Christian Gonzalez, press man coverage. I do not care. I don't care what the rest of the defense is doing. That's what I want. I want to be as physical as JSN. Disrupt his timing. He cooks you. He cooks you. It's going to happen no matter what you do. I want to disrupt their timing as much as possible. Play in and play out. You're going to get beat no matter what you do. Try to disrupt every other play in which you don't get beat. And if that creates some havoc, if that forces Sam Darnold to throw in some tight windows he shouldn't otherwise, and you get a pick or two, that's what you want. You want to create havoc, you want to create disruption, you want to make Sam Darnold make a couple bozo plays. He led the league in turnovers this regular season. Make him do that again in the Super Bowl. Do I think that's actually going to happen? Probably not. I think Sam Darnold has been fantastic this playoffs. I think he's been really good. He played damn near a perfect game against the Rams. So I expect him to be good again against the Patriots. Now, the Patriots do have a better DB room and a better defense than the Rams, and the 49ers have a god-awful, abysmal defense with no good players anymore. So this is definitely going to be their toughest matchup yet in the playoffs. They're just kind of super well-oiled right now. They're just moving the ball at will. They're just scoring points. They've been fantastic on big downs. They've been able to get chunk plays. They've been able to churn out drives. They've basically done every single thing you want from an offense in the playoffs. Sam Darnold is playing like a damn near top 10 quarterback in the NFL. Kenneth Walker has been playing like a top 10 running back in the NFL. JSN has been the best wide receiver in the NFL, outside of maybe Puka. But even then, it's a coin flip. They have good weapons outside of that. They have pretty good tight ends. Their offensive line isn't the greatest. It's basically mid on every single spot on the offensive line. No stars, no bums, pure mid. Now, mid on great, which is what the interior offensive line for the Seahawks is going to be, is a weakness. I don't know how much pressure off the edge of the Patriots are going to be able to create. Obviously, the Seahawks like to be in heavy a lot, so you're going to get a lot of chips and you're going to get a lot of help on the edges. So I don't know if the edges are going to be able to wreck the game. I don't think that's going to be much of a problem for the Seahawks offense. I think it's just going to be the push that the D-tackles are going to be able to create on the interior. But the final outcome of the game, I think it's going to be Seahawks 20, Patriots 17. I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be a good game. I think May is going to have some big plays, maybe turn the ball over a couple of times. He's going to get sacked 4 or 5 times. He's going to make enough plays to make up for it. I just don't think it's going to be actually enough to beat the Seahawks with how talented they are, how good they've been in the playoffs, how well-rounded they are. I mean, they're a lot like the Eagles last year. They're not as talented as the Eagles offensively. I do think they might be a little bit more talented defensively, but they're pretty close to that. Sam Darnold's pretty close to Jalen Hurts. Obviously, the Seahawks don't have a Saquon Barkley or that offensive line, so they're not as good as the Eagles, but I do think it's close enough. I think they could blow the Patriots out. I think that's possible. I don't think it's going to happen. I think the Patriots are too well-rounded and well-coached for that to happen, but it's definitely a possibility. I kind of want the Patriots to win. I don't know why. I never liked Tom Brady's Patriots. I always hated them. I always resented them. I'm a Packers fan. I was a big Aaron Rodgers guy growing up. I was always super pissed off. Give Aaron Rodgers those defenses. And now I'm kind of rooting for the Patriots. I really like Drake May. Stephon Diggs is on the team. I don't want Stephon Diggs to win. Okay, I want the Seahawks to win. Stephon Diggs really does change a lot for me. Fuck the guy. But I like Drake May. I like Booty. I think he's a fun story. I liked Trayvon Henderson. I like their defense. I like a lot of their pieces. I like Vrabel. I also like the Seahawks, honestly. I think Darnold's one of the cooler stories. Kenneth Walker's obviously one of the funnest players in the league. JSN, the Emerald City route artist, he's obviously immaculate. Incredible player. Defenders, how can you not like the defense? Every single piece of the defense is just so fun to watch. It's awesome every single Sunday you get to see them play. So I'm really excited for the game. It could be close. I expect the Seahawks to win a close game. Super Bowl MVP. I don't know. I want to pick a defensive lineman for the Seahawks because that's kind of been the Achilles heel of the Patriots. I just don't know if the Seahawks edges, which is what the Patriots have struggled with more, is going to create enough havoc to win MVP. Like, am I going to pick DeMarcus Lawrence to be the MVP of the Super Bowl? I just don't know. It could be Leonard Williams. It could be Witherspoon. Maybe he gets a pick. It could be Reek. Maybe he gets a pick. I think the Patriots are going to go all out to stop JSN as much as they possibly can. I don't think they're going to be able to generate that much on the ground. Maybe it is just Darnold. He's the quarterback. I don't care. Leonard Williams is my favorite player on the defense. Leonard Williams is going to be the MVP of the Super Bowl. He's going to get 2 sacks and force a fumble. And it's going to be in the last second of the game. Darnold is going to throw a pick, so he's not going to be the MVP of the Super Bowl. 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Kenneth Walker is going to make some cool plays and get a touchdown, but he's going to average like 2.5 yards per carry, so he can't be the Super Bowl MVP. JSN's going to make plays, but it's going to be like 50 yards and a touchdown. So he's not going to be MVP. And Leonard Williams is going to be able to create some plays on defense, and he's going to be MVP of the Super Bowl. Seahawks 20, Patriots 17, Leonard Williams is the MVP. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. Goodbye.